Okay, good morning everyone. This is my garden tour. I am going to start here on the back patio, which please excuse, this is the staging center for everything and also starter center, so I have things all over. That was eggplant, this is oregano, some lettuces, rain lilies. I don't remember what kind of flower that's called. Y'all can probably tell me. Some gerberas, some peppermint, borage, and a pepper that I was trying to grow from cutting. As you can see, it's been successful. I have a tendency to do that. I'll just stick as you can see, that's like a little nursery project center where I'm either taking cuttings or up potting. I think I have some Carianthus or Charontis. I think they're called Charontis. I'll send you a name in the description. These are tomatoes. Those over there are some, what do you call them, passion vines. The wind has been blowing all my empty pots around. More little things, purple cabbage that I never got a chance to put out. I'm thinking I'm going to put that out and see if it grows. Those were extras and fill in the blank kind of plants. This is, I believe, a butternut squash. And that one back there could be a Charontis. I'm actually not sure what I've got. I had two things that I didn't have marked, and so it's a good guess. There's some little seedlings, tarragon and globe basil that are trying to adjust to being outdoors. More eggplants. That's a gardenia that my sister-in-law gave me. Let's go out here. I just cut the grass over here. This is cat grass and catnip. This is Kitty Bunk Fort, my cat's little sitting area. The only thing in this area is thyme. And my bed really, it needs it, you know. Oh, I forgot about these pineapples. And they're looking kind of raggedy because they went through a freeze uncovered. And I have yet to actually do anything with this bed. But this is my rose wall. Just a bunch of little things here and there. Nothing really except for flowers in here. Bromeliads growing in trees. Orchids growing in trees. There's some strawberries. I'm sorry, I'm gotta take you through the whole garden because I got veg everywhere. These are some strawberries that are already producing, but I've been kind of letting the birds have them because there's really not a whole lot of them. And if I see them when the kids are here, I'll pick them. Little flowers. I don't think I've got any veg in this one. Here's my orchard waiting to happen. This is a tangerine, I believe. It was a gift for my sister-in-law. Actually one that she had that froze but sprouted again, and she wanted to pull it up because her garden didn't have enough sunlight. So I've got it in a pot until we get some lawn issues dealt with. We gotta re-scrape the lawn. Those are roses. These are Meyer lemons. They're not doing too bad. My figs, I grew these from cuttings. This one right here and this peach right here are cuttings. The blueberries are growing. Look, the glads are opening. The blueberries are growing, but they're struggling. I don't know what's going on. See that? I don't know if they went through a dry spell. I water them, but I guess wasn't watering them enough. Oh, looky, the poppies. I have some poppies. My first time ever growing them. More blueberries down there. I had some peas, but they have clearly gone south. Well, they produced, but I think it was just time for them to go. My olives, this was yesterday's project. I remulched, cleaned them out because they had weeds and flowers growing on them. Rather beneath them. This one took a major hit during the freeze. Had to cut it back a lot, but there's got a lot of new growth. I mean, I'm getting ready to top that. Just wanted to make sure I had new growth. And that is what they look like before. I don't know if you can see grass growing in it. Kind of took over. And that's alyssum, which is great. I love it. But it's time to go. It's not just going to seed, you know. Not really looking that pretty. Let's see here. Let's get around to the other side. Oh. Okay. In here, we have California poppies. Actually a mix of butterfly flowers. Don't know if you can see those. These are the dill. You're right, Lori. Dill is wonderful. I love it in rice. Honestly, that's my favorite way to have it. Dilled rice. I don't know if you've ever had it, but my goodness, it is wonderful. Love it just as much as I love tarragon. Let me put this up here so the wind can blow it down again. This is an integrative bed. It's got all kinds of stuff, weeds included. The artichokes got hit really hard. I don't know if you can see all that black stuff, but apparently stink bugs adore these things. So we finally broke down and sprayed it because I couldn't look at them anymore. I'm letting these go to bloom. And here's another. They're just opening too soon. And I think what's causing it is because the stink bugs have they like tucking underneath each little petal, for lack of a better word. And I don't know, they just sit there and mate. I got broccoli. Some of it's going to seed. I've got turnips. I don't know if you like turnips, but man, I tell you what, they grow like weeds. If you are concerned about making a bed, just throw the seeds out, honestly. They will grow wherever you put them. They don't need a lot of maintenance. There's some onions and broccoli going to seed. Now, this broccoli going to seed, I'm going to pick this up and knock it about inside this bed because it seems to love this bed and nothing seems to really be messing with it. So I'm going to make this a broccoli bed, but one that reseeds itself every year. More passion vine, more broccoli, bit of cabbage. It's got mimosa flowers all over it. Here's some more turnips. I love turnips. My husband hates them. Onions growing in the beds as well. You see that turnip? Look at that. That I'm allowing to grow for seed stock because I don't want to have to try to pull it out of where it's at. It is literally, see that? It's got a brick attached to it. So that's going to be a seed stock right there. The garden is a hot mess right now, so please excuse it. Be kind. This was covered with beetles as well. I don't know, they were black beetles. I don't know what kind of beetles they were, but they were loving it. So they abused it a bit. We sprayed it. I believe it was malathion. I don't know what Nanking cherries are supposed to do or when they're supposed to do it. So this is my first experiment with them. I'm going to try and see if I can keep them alive. We added these last year. This is the biggest I've seen it. This is the bed I call the eagle's nest. This is okra. There's some purple potatoes in here. You just can't really see them, but let me see if I can. Right there. Those are purple potatoes. I don't have enough wits to know when to plant potatoes or anything really, because I'm a flower garden. I'm not a veg gardener. This is all experiment to me. This is a bitter lettuce going to seed. I'm trying to let all my lettuces go to seed. This is what it looks like before it goes to seed. Beautiful, beautiful. This is asparagus, but as you can see, I think I must have planted it too low or too shallow. Let me see. I can't lift it up. It's intertangled, but there's actually 2 plants. I need to be harvesting. This is actually my first year to be able to harvest. This, as you can see, more dill, grass everywhere. There's tomatoes right here. That's a tomato. Once I get all this grass out, you'll be able to see it. It looks like there's a tomato right there, but it also looks like the stink bugs have had their way with it. So I'll probably just toss that one or use it for seed. This is a sad bed. It really needs to be cleaned out. But I do have potatoes there that are ready for harvest. Some turnips, cilantro. I'm letting the cilantro go to seed and just drop where it will. New additions, gooseberries right here. Raspberries over there on the other side of the fence. Don't know if you can see them. They had some flower heads on them that look like they haven't opened yet. I've never seen a raspberry bloom, so I don't know. That could be the bloom. This is my mulch pile number 1, the main one. Great times shoveling this. Lori, you know what I'm talking about. I've got to add this to there because these are the weeds I pulled out of the 2 olives that I did yesterday. And I'm going to put that in the compost bin. Potatoes ready to go. Turnips. I've got more turnips. And you can shake a stick at. That looks like it's going to be another seed one. There were ants in this bed, so not really excited about that. More turnips here and there. Broccoli. Look at this pretty baby. That is an onion flower, and I am certainly going to let that bloom because the way the word on the streets is that we're going to have a seed shortage. So carrots are going to seed as well. I'm leaving these here. I had put other carrot seed in here, but thing is I did not cover it up while it was in the sprouting stage. So all I got is this, what is that, Johnson grass, nut grass. But I do have tomatoes that I planted with the broccoli, which is still flowering, still going to seed, still producing actually broccoli spears. So I am harvesting those. More tomatoes. Haven't gotten any on these, but I have gotten some on the hybrids, which nothing seems to want to touch. It's kind of scary if the bugs don't want to eat it. Do I? I don't know. Anyway, these our green beans. As you can see, I'm letting the arugula go to seed in place so that it will renew itself, regrow. I want these seeds all over here because that's great stuff. I don't know if you've had arugula, but it's a bitter lettuce as well, but it's a really, honestly, tastes like a peppered buttered steak to me. There's those. This is a volunteer avocado, and the only reason I know that's an avocado is because I dug down when I saw it, because I didn't know what it was when it was barely sprouting. Let me see if I can show this to you. You see that little dry stick? I actually pulled the top off of it the first time it sprouted, thinking it was a weed, and then I looked at the leaves and I was like, wait a minute. And I dug down and I discovered that it was a half of an avocado seed, the good half, I guess. And it sprouted, and it sprouted again. It really wants to grow here, so I'm leaving it alone. It's in a most awkward place because this is where I'm going to put my Gerontis. I don't know how to say it, but the muskmelons or the cantaloupes, whatever you want to call them. Garlic patch mixed in with grasses. I need to pull these weeds. One bed it gets clean, and 4 of them get overcome with weeds and bugs. This is potatoes that really need to be pulled. They are so ready. They don't even want to wait for me anymore. They just want to die off. So I got to go digging around in here. Broccoli. See what I'm saying? Broccoli. Still producing. I got to cut this and take it to my ladies. Back here, there's some cabbage that's under attack. But that's okay, because the cabbage, I can just pull the leaves back. More cabbage, more potatoes, more broccoli. Going to seed. I'm going to let it drop seed here, because honestly, this is a great spot for broccoli. Look at that. It's still producing beautiful, beautiful little spears. That has to be harvested today. This is my husband's corner. The guy who did not like watermelons in his garden apparently changed his mind about it, because he planted a few. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we can call it several. Around a mound of mulch that is trying to age. We're using it for water conservation. I didn't really want to use it in my row garden because of the fact, hi Odie boy, that, breaking down wood tends to take over all the, what is it called? Nitrogen. It takes a lot of nitrogen to break down wood chip. And I didn't initially want to do that, but I compromised. I laid a layer of hay and then put alfalfa pellets down first, and then I put the mulch on so it would compensate for the nitrogen. Something is eating my Turk's cap, but I'm fine with that because this is a wild edible. It can handle that kind of abuse. It puts out a little fruit that looks like an apple. Tiny little apple the size of your thumbnail. And it tastes like an apple. It's the most curious thing. And it comes out in little quarters or fifths that look like apple slices. I'll have to share a picture. This is another cabbage. Sometimes I get a whim and extra seeds or whatever hits the, spills out of the packages and goes into the seed box of mine. These are just little flowers. Some of my wild grasses that I have in a tub for mushrooms. This log is naturally imbued with Whittier mushroom. This one as well. Let them grow. When it's a good rain, they just pop out everywhere, and they are nice and crunchy and tasty to add to a salad or to a stir fry. Speaking of stir fries, this is a patch where I have bok choy going to seed right now. I have purple garden beans, regular green garden beans, mystery squash. I know this has got to be in the squash family. Don't know what it is. I don't even remember planting this seed, so we'll see what happens. Asparagus, again, I think I planted it too low because it just droops over. See that? That should be as tall as that little chingadera. Oops, excuse me, I did not say that. This is more bok choy going to seed. Again, letting it go to seed. Looky there. See those little seed pods? They're so pretty. Can't wait to be able to plant all those seeds. When I bought them, I only bought, I think there might have been 50 seeds in the pack. Well, that's okay, because I can always grow it and let it go to seed. I don't need a whole lot to get seed. Looky there. I am ready to harvest. I came out here with my basket in hand. I'm just going to do this video for you, and I'm going to harvest some of these veg. My rose bush that its first time flowering was absolutely ridiculous with flowers. Lettuces didn't do so great in this little box, but a few survived. There's a leek. There's some leeks. There are several leeks actually, but I need to put more in here because not all of them made it. More poppies. Yay! It's just a spindly looking bed. It needs to be cleaned out. Roses, climbers that are in a pot because I haven't decided where I'm going to put them. I think I'm going to put them in the front lawn. This, well, I'm showing you the back of it. I don't know if you can see that. That is a butternut squash. And going into sugar cane. These are sugar cane on my fence line. Looky there. Isn't that beautiful? Can't wait to try it. Bitter lettuce mixed in with more turnips because I love my turnips. And weeds everywhere. Roses, wildflowers. There's a rose blooming. I think that might have been opened yesterday, so it's probably ready to drop its petals now. Daisies, yarrow, black-eyed Susans getting ready to open up. Look at that. Oh, can't wait to see it. I don't know what is going on. Excuse the noise. I don't know what is going on with my fennel. You see that? Maybe it's because I didn't water it for a few days. I just don't know, but I gotta investigate that as soon as I get a moment. I have okra that this is a good sprout, but it had 4 or 5 others. Actually, I think 6 or 7 others. And I pulled them. I put them in different spots, and they're looking like they're going through shock. These are peppers. These are serrano peppers, I believe. I don't have a sticker. We'll find out. Actually, these could be ancho peppers, what they call They call them ancho peppers, but they're also, when they're green, they're pretty big. And they're a little spicy, but not too bad. I do have some, I want to fill this area up, like right here, with lima beans. I got to get those in the ground. It's, I know, well past the date to plant them. This is the other okra. As you can see, it's going through a bit of shock, but it's okay. It's recovering. Another pepper. Another okra. And like I said, it will survive. Something got a hold of my bugs, aphids. I got to get in here and clean this all out. But these are garden beans. Green beans, whatever you want to call them. Bush beans. I don't see any really on this one. I harvested these not too long ago, so it may not have had time to flower. Oh, look. Here's some. You see that? Let me see if I can move this out. There it is, right there. You see that? Starting to produce again. Little flowers here and there. I got to go through and check it because there's some right there that look like they're more than ready to be picked. More artichokes. This is my first year growing artichokes. And while they're easy, I put the other ones too close, which may be a reason they were made target by the stink bugs. I don't know. And this is the row garden. Let me back up so y'all can see. I did the mulch. This is where I did the mulch. It's not a big row garden. It's a little row garden. And there we go. That's the view from the front. Those logs are supposed to be up around these because they keep the moisture in. Those are more poppies. Those are Flanders poppies. Forage. So this is the mulch. It's really doing a great job of keeping the moisture down. I mean, it, you know, underneath the soil. I watered this morning, but I hadn't watered in about, I don't know, a week maybe. Because I've got other projects going on. These are squash. That looks like a yellow squash down there. Don't know if it's going to produce or not. We'll see. I know I have some cukes coming in. Looky there. Those are good. I need to harvest those. This is chard. This is chard. I have been waiting for it to go to seed. I don't know if it's going to. Looks like it's getting a little stuck on that one. You see that? Looks like it may be getting ready to go to seed. More cuke. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that one's too big. My mother would fuss at me for that. Got lots of little babies here and there. I also have the yellow squash in here. I like to, that might be a zucchini right there. Look at that. I like to mix things up a bit because I don't have a long row garden. Our sewer line is right there where that, I don't know if you can see it, where that box is. So I don't want to go any further. That's as close as I want to be to it. There's a ginormous zook right there. Oh my goodness, I have not been out here in several days, so I don't know what we're going to find. This is hyssop, blooming beautifully. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It tastes great in chicken and honestly rice, anything. It adds a nice, almost like, well, if you don't like licorice or tarragon, you're not going to like this. It kind of tastes like tarragon or licorice. This is where the strawberry patch, I want to get the strawberry patch. I actually planted about 18 of them. The strawberries, man, when you buy them, the sets, It's a hit or a miss. It really is. I don't know if you can start one from seed or not, but I really am interested to try because I'm not having a great deal of luck with these. Maybe I wasn't meant to be a strawberry farmer. It's okay. Onion, garlic, and broccoli, which is still, like I said, giving us spears and seeds. There is a seed. Here it goes. There are some seeds that are fixing. I pulled a lot of them off because I did want to save some and package them up, but these are about ready to start opening up. I'm going to take this off this weekend and sprinkle it about. Looky there. Those are ready to pop out. So I'm just going to sprinkle them in. There's carrots. Those are from last season. And that was a late bloomer. It didn't even open until just recently. As you can see, it looks like new growth. Here's another one right here where I planted seed and it didn't come up in the season that I intended it to come up in. There's a bok choy down there. You see that? That's a beautiful bok choy. May harvest some of that for a stir fry later. And this is a windbag. We have a park across the street, and when people come over and they throw their bags in the trash, sometimes the wind picks them up and brings them over for a visit, which is okay. I can throw them away. I'm happy to be next to a park. Let me get out so I can go to the other end so you can see the Flanders poppies. That's it. I'm harvesting onions as I go along. Clearly they're all going through something right now. Don't know if it's just time to start pulling them, but I'm not going to pull them all up. If they go to seed, they go to seed. If they don't, they don't. I'm not really, stressing over it. I pull them as I use them. As you can see, there's some missing over here, some missing over there. Whenever I see one looking big enough, interesting enough, like that one has a target on its head. Let me see. This one right here. This one right here. Those are ready to be pulled, I think. I'll start pulling them. But like I said, as I need them, I'll take some to Mother and the ladies. Lettuce going to seed. I'm going to get around to this side. These are beets that desperately need to be pulled. My first time ever growing beets too. I love the color that they add to salads and stir fries. I'm talking about the leaves, not the roots. I'll eat the roots, but my husband won't. Wow. Sorry. Your head must be spinning now. These are the Flanders poppies. I love these. They make beautiful cut flowers, but one day in the sun and look what happens. So you got to come out early in the morning and pick the flowers that you want for your arrangements, because if you wait till noon, you're going to have flowers that look like that. I don't care. I'll get up early in the morning to pick my Flanders poppies because they're just beautiful. I mean, they really are. This is forage. Ah, wow, what a gust. There goes my hat. I'll leave that there until I'm done. This is borage. Look at those beautiful little flowers. Little droopy flowers. Okay, so there were peas on the back end of this. I just took them off about 4 days ago and put them in the mulch pile. Of course, I had to cut them up, but so there's a big gap where it looks like a squash is just wilted. It's not wilted. It was trying to grow around the peas. That's why I took the peas out. These are, I believe, bush beans. Love me some bush beans. They haven't produced anything yet, so we'll see. I don't know. Those could be... I don't think these are purple whole peas. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really stressed about it. These are carrots mixed in. You can't even see them. And that is by design because I don't want the bugs to see them. There's squash. Excuse me. Their leaves get sun. As you can see, they're well above the line of the carrots. But they make great companions for one another. Look at them. There's some baby squash down there. I need to get out here and look about. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. That's going to be a seed one. It's going to have to be a seed one because that I don't think will be too tasty. It'll be kind of huge seeds. Okay. Yay, I have seeds. Gotta roll with the punches around here. So I gotta get in here and get to looking about. I got stuff growing. And aside from the mulch, the other thing I want y'all to know that I do is I usually bury rocks, but these rocks are in here for a different reason. I bury rocks in my beds to keep the moisture down, but I bury them also because the bugs will camp out underneath them. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a white rock at the end of this stick right there. And you can't really see it now, but it had writing on it, and it was pointing, little arrows pointing to the seed carrots because I had other carrots growing. The seed carrots were from last year. More squash. See that? That looks like either a zucchini or calabacita. I've got both of them growing around here. This is where I had the sweet peas. You see that? That I missed. I should have pulled that one off. But it was just pushing down too much on these. They couldn't get out and get any sun, so they had to compromise and grow around it, which I didn't really care for because I don't want them having to struggle. At least in here, they're not, you see, they're not struggling. They're just growing above the carrot line, and they're getting plenty of sun. So that's it. I think that's about all there is to show you in the garden. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Oh, let me finish with this. See this here? This, oh, looky there. That's a butternut. That's a baby. It's planted down here behind the lavender. And I just decided I was going to let it grow on the fence line. I don't know if it's going to make it. I'm not brilliant. I don't know anything about gardening. I'm learning as I go along. But I figured it couldn't hurt. Looky there. Oh, that is gorgeous. Looks tasty, doesn't it? And look at that little baby on the back side. And that one over there I showed you earlier. Praise the Lord, it's so beautiful. And my husband told me my squash better not take over his blackberries. I'm in trouble, people. I don't know how I'm going to get past this. Well, I guess I'll just tell him, look, if the squash is covering the blackberries, then maybe the birds won't get the blackberries. I don't know. Please tell me if you have a suggestion on what to say to him. And that's it. And these are the little blackberries getting ready to turn black. And that's it. That's all I got. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.